Alysa Liu wasn't even in the arena 10 minutes before her Olympic return began. It was the inaugural week of the Milano Cortina Games, and the strain on Team USA was at a breaking point. For Alysa, this was supposed to be the moment she proved the world incorrect. The instant the burnt-out Prodigy showed she could reclaim the ice. But instead of focused warm-ups, she was trapped in a van. A vice-presidential motorcade had paralyzed the streets of Milan, leaving the United States champion stranded in a security gridlock while her competitors were already doing their final edge checks. Most athletes would have arrived in tears. Most would have had their Olympic dreams dashed by a traffic jam. But when Alysa ultimately burst through the doors of the arena with only minutes to spare, she wasn't panicking. She was laughing. She laced up her skates in a blur, skipped the televised warm-up, and stepped onto the ice to deliver a short program so ebullient and defiant that it silenced the critics. When she landed her signature double axel with a slight wobbling imbalance, she did not wince. She did not glance at the judges with fear. Instead, she displayed a bused, funky facial expression. And later, she shrugged and said it was like, oopsie. That oopsie moment has become the defining image of her Olympic revival. It was not just a reaction to a shaky landing. It was a manifesto. It signaled to the world that the Alysa Liu standing on the ice in Milan is a fundamentally different human being than the one who vanished 4 years ago. She is not just returning to win medals. She is back to reclaim her life. And as it turns out, when you cease caring about the score and start caring about the art, you become unbeatable. To comprehend the magnitude of Alysa Liu's return, you have to look at the shadow she cast as a child. Before she was a rebel, she was an automaton. Born in Clovis, California, and nurtured in the high-stakes world of Bay Area skating, Alysa was the ultimate project. Her father, Arthur Liu, famously invested over $1 million into her career before she even reached high school. By age 12, she was the youngest skater in history to land a triple somersault. By age 13, she became the youngest United States national champion in history, surpassing a record held by Tara Lansky for 22 years. She was the chosen one, the girl with the braids and the permanent smile who was entrusted with saving American women's skating. But behind the scenes, the Prodigy was suffocating. Her existence was a rigid grid of 500 a.m. wake-up calls and homeschooling in the back of a car. She was an extrovert living in a world of isolation, protected by a bubble that kept her away from her peers, but exposed her to the brutal 24/7 scrutiny of the internet. By the time she reached the 2022 Beijing Olympics at age 16, she was landing quads for a sport she had come to loathe. While the world witnessed her finish 6th, Alysa was already counting down the seconds until she could take her skates off for good. She was not fighting for a medal. She was fighting for an exit. Weeks later, she stunned the globe by announcing her retirement. She did not just stroll away. She sprinted. For 2 years, the skates accumulated rust in a closet. In fact, Alysa confessed that for a while she literally did not even know where they were. This was the lost era of Alysa Liu. But for her, it was the first time she actually found herself. She did everything the skating world told her she should not. She went on road trips with companions who did not know a salchow from a lutz. She enlisted at UCLA to study psychology, finally experiencing the normal social interactions she had missed for a decade. She traveled to Nepal and tked to the base camp of Mount Everest. She dabbled in volleyball and tennis. She dyed her hair with bold raccoon stripes and received piercings that would have made a traditional skating judge faint. She was living what she termed her best life, and she was convinced she would never step on a sheet of competitive ice again. She later confessed that she low-key really hated skating. She said she wanted nothing to do with it. But in early 2024, something shifted. It wasn't an instructor calling her. It was a casual ski trip with pals. As she felt the wind on her face and the adrenaline of the pace, her brain started to war. She missed the dopamine hit. She went to a public skating rink just to see if she could still move. She tried a double axel in her ancient worn-out skates, and she landed it. That was the spark. But this time, the rules were different. If she was coming back, it wouldn't be on her father's schedule. It would be on her own terms with her own music, and with a flexible mentality that prioritized pleasure over the podium. The 2025 season was intended to be a testing ground, a way for Alysa to see if she could still compete with the world's elite. Instead, it became a scorched earth campaign of technical virtuosity and emotional honesty. When she arrived at the 2025 World Championships in Boston, The narrative centered on the orange barricade of the Japanese team. No one expected Alysa Liu, who had been back in full training for less than a year, to be a factor. Then she performed her short program. It was a personal best that astonished the field. She skated with a maturity her younger self did not yet possess. She was not attempting to impress the judges. She was attempting to share her art in the free skate. She was a revelation. She became the first American woman in 19 years to win the world title, ending a drought that had tormented the US program since 2006. But the most important aspect of that win was not the gold medal. It was her reaction in the kiss and weeping. She was crying not because she had triumphed, but because she felt proud of the performance. She had reclaimed the sport. She was now the frontrunner for Milan. But for the first time in her life, she did not sense the pressure. She told reporters in Boston that medals do not validate her. She said she gives herself validation when she creates art. This was the genesis of Alysa 2.0, the skater who treats the Olympics like a stage and the scoreboard like an afterthought. Now we are in the core of the Milan Games, and the Blade Angels have officially arrived. The name began in a group text between Alysa Amber Glenn and Isabo Levido. It was a means to signify their sisterhood in a sport that usually demands rivalry. Together, they have become the most popular triumvirate in American skating history. A group of rebels who refused to suit the ice. Princess Mold. In the team event earlier this month, Alysa was the lifeblood of the squad. Despite the motorcade chaos and the lack of a warm-up, her second-place finish in the short program garnered Team USA 9 critical points. She skated with a freedom that was infectious. When Team USA stood on the top step of the podium to receive their repeat gold in the team event, Alysa was the one jumping the highest. Then came the medal scandal. Shortly after the ceremony, a video went viral of Alysa showing off her gold medal. In her excitement, she had been jumping up and down so much that the metal literally snapped off its ribbon and struck the arena floor. It got very scratched up, fairly dented, she joked in an interview. Officials eventually had her hand the fractured metal back to be replaced with a fresh one. Alysa shoved back. She said she actually liked the metal when it was off the ribbon. She felt attached to it. To her, the dented metal reflected her own career. Not perfect, a little scratched, but wholly real. It endeared her to millions of admirers who were tired of the polished Olympic narrative. Tonight, February 17th, 2026, Alysa Liu steps back onto the ice for the individual women's short program. The stakes are as high as they can get, but if you glance at her in the warm-up area, you will see her clutching a plushie of Pasita from the anime Chainsaw Man. Tonight is the occasion. She is the reigning world champion and the Grand Prix final victor. She is the favorite to end a 24-year drought for an American individual medal. But Alysa Liu is not thinking about the anthem. She is thinking about the commotion. Her new programs are a reflection of her agency. She chose the Lady Gaga medley for her free skate. She chose the daring costumes. She even chose her instructors because they treat her as a collaborator rather than a student. She told reporters she views competitions more as a stage for performing. Her aim is to hype people up, to give them an experience. This philosophy is her secret weapon. While her competitors from Japan and South Korea skate under the crushing weight of their national federations, Alysa is skating for the dopamine hit. She has proven that retiring at 16 was the best tactical move she ever made. It allowed her to grow up, to find her voice, and to comprehend that figure skating is just something she does, not who she is. Performing is her declaration. Whether she wins the individual gold tonight or finishes at the bottom of the pack, she has already won the most important race of the 2026 Games. She has won the right to be precisely who she is. Success for Alysa Liu in 2026 is not measured in points. It is measured in agency. She has shown every young athlete that you do not have to follow the path set for you at age 5. You can walk away. You can go to college. You can trek to Everest. And if you decide to come back, you can do it with raccoon hair and a smile that indicates it is not that deep. She has replaced the ice princess with a rebel monarch. She has replaced the dread of failure with the joy of performance. And in doing so, she has made figure skating more relevant to a younger generation than any triple axel ever could. Alysa Liu is the first skater to prove that the most graceful motion you can make on the ice is not a quad jump. It is the decision to be yourself. The individual brief program is starting now. The raccoon hair is ready, and the Oopsie Queen is about to claim her stage. Milan is observing. The Blade Angels are flying, and Alysa Liu is exactly where she chose to be.